Good morning and welcome to another video. So recently I bought a bunch of books and I thought it'd be fun to do a little bit of a book haul. Originally the plan was to film like a shopping with me video, but I got way too excited and I ended up not filming anything. So I'll just tell you what I got. I did go to the bookstore looking for two very specific things. I was looking for books 3 and 4 in the Twilight series, and I was looking for some spooky Halloween books that I can decorate this with, because I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty boring. I kind of mentioned it a little bit, but I ended up just moving into this house and I don't know how to decorate like an adult because I've only ever decorated a dorm room. So anyways, let's get on to these books. Let's start with these. So I did end up finding books 3 and 4 of the Twilight series. I have been rereading the Twilight series along with this like whole readathon that I'm participating in, sort of. They have like a whole Discord and stuff. It's really cool. So I'll have like it linked below. But I needed books 3 and 4 because the first time I read these books when I was like 12 or 14, I don't remember. I ended up borrowing them from a friend, so I had to go out and buy them. Something that I did want to note about this version specifically, I thought it was a little bit weird. So most of the books are pretty chunky like this, except this one. And I know that this is also a long book. Yeah, so this little one is 625 pages and this big one is 753. So the difference is like 100 pages, but look, they look so different. Like this one is so skinny. I'm actually happy about it though, because this is going to be so much easier to hold. So then I found Fathomless by Jackson Pearce. This is a retelling of The Little Mermaid and I'm so excited for it because I love mermaid books so much. I haven't actually read any mermaid books since last summer. I have a couple of them I've been holding on to and I've been waiting for those like summer vibes to just read all these summer books I have, but I never felt that. So we're gonna try again next year. Anyways, this book is about these two sisters who find somebody. I believe he's like in the process of drowning. I believe he's in the process of drowning, but I'm not 100% with it. I only kind of glanced at it, and once I saw it was a retelling of The Little Mermaid, I grabbed it. And then I think these two sisters end up kind of like fighting over him, I think. And one of them ends up being Ariel, and the other one ends up being Ursula. So I'm like really excited to see that dynamic. So then I found The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. Sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. One, I got it because the cover is beautiful. And two, I got it because I was reading the description like in the little sleeve and it sounds very similar to Divergent. And that was like one of my favorite books as a high schooler. That is the only book where I read the book all the way through, got to the last page and turned to the first page and started reading it all over again. Like I love that book so much. And so they have this like a ceremony where they Kobo. So they have this ceremony where they test their blood, and if your blood is red, then you could be initiated into, I don't know, like the group that they live in. I'm not exactly sure what the group is called. Oh, a village. So the blood ceremony that will determine whether she becomes a member of her village. But her blood does not run red. It ends up running gold. And so she is this book's version of Divergent. I don't know, but she's like not accepted and she's outcast and stuff. And I'm really, really excited to see where this goes. Oh, I didn't notice this before. On the back it says, are we girls or are we demons? Are we going to die or are we going to survive? I don't know if this has a paranormal aspect to it, actually. I just thought it was going to be like a YA fantasy. Discovers she is her own fiercest weapon. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. And all of the other books I got are spooky books. So let's start with Frankenstein by Junji Ito. This is a collection of short stories. And this is the first Junji Ito I have finally bought. I've been wanting to buy one of his books for the longest time. So Junji Ito is a horror manga artist writer. I believe he does both aspects of it, the art and the writing. And I first saw this book a couple of years ago and I thought that it was so cool, but I just like, I don't know, I was like too scared. It was like a little bit too far outside of my comfort zone, but since then I've been reading a lot more, comic books don't really count, but I have been reading more comic books and graphic novels and I don't know, I'm ready to read this and I'm so excited for it because I love Frankenstein. It's like one of my favorite monster books. Speaking of Frankenstein, I got another copy. This is the Mary Shelley bare bones regular Frankenstein story, but I got this book because I wanted to have it for decoration. I already have a different version of Frankenstein, but it's like this big and it's more of like a coffee table book than it is a bookshelf decoration book. And I also got this to kind of match the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde collection that I have. I say collection because I don't know if everybody knows this or not. My husband surely did not know this, but this whole book is not Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's a short story, and it usually comes in a collection of short stories. I'm sorry if that sounded condescending. I didn't mean it to. Anyways, so I got these two because I felt like they just work together. They're like similar colors and they're like complementary. Like look at the words and stuff and like the color, everything. I love it. I love it, and they're gonna go so good together. So then I found this book. This is Ghost in the Mirror by Leslie Rule, who is actually the daughter of Anne Rule. I haven't read any of Anne Rule's books, but I know she's more of like a true crime, but also paranormal horror writer, I think. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. I haven't read any of her books. I hear of her very often. Anyways, I thought this book was really cool because this talks about mirrors and ghosts that you obviously see in the mirror. More coffee. Anyways, this is another collection of short stories where I believe Leslie Rule interviewed a bunch of people, and these are kind of like based off of true stories. Not 100% though. This is really what got me though. These hair-raising stories focus on manifestations in mirrors and interviews with the startled witnesses who have seen them. And there's also pictures in here of like the people who saw the ghosts and stuff. So I'm so excited. I mean, originally I picked it up because I thought it would also be good for decor, but then I was reading the back and I was just thinking, I want to read that. So this next book I got, I feel like kind of a phony for getting this one because I got it for decor, even though I know the story has absolutely nothing to do with horror. It is actually a biblical retelling of a Jewish king, I believe. Not 100% on that because I only briefly looked it up. But the cover looks so spooky and like the spine looks so spooky. This is called The King of Flesh and Blood, and it's by this person. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that because I'm gonna butcher it. Having moral dilemmas here because I know it's a biblical retelling and I'm not a religious person and this is the only biblical type of book I have in my house. But look how spooky it looks. This is gonna be one of those that I just like sit flat and stack books on top of. Anyways, then I got 3 more of the Walking Dead comic books. I have books 1 and 2, and I have not been buying any more of them because originally these are $15 and I got them for $5 each. So I had to rein myself in with only getting 3 of them. Actually, I got all of these from a used bookstore. So it looks like I got a ton of books, but I only spent like 50 bucks. Anyways, I am so excited for these. I might just have to reread the first 2 because I haven't read them since last year and I don't really... Like, I remember what happens, but I also watch a TV show, so I'm a little bit confused on what happens in the comic books versus what happens in the TV show. I kind of wish I got more than 3. So that's kind of it for actual books, but I do have a couple of other things. Like, I found this horror movie classics. It's like some kind of like collector's edition, and I'm so excited. It comes in like this metal tin, and it has 5 DVDs in here with 10 movies, which is how you know it's old because it can only fit 2 movies on a DVD, which is crazy, honestly, considering the technology that we have now. Also, it has this like little button where it plays a music. I don't know how to turn it off, but I'll just play the beginning. I love it. My cat does not love it. He side-eyes it every single time. And the last 2 things I got are only decor. Like, you can't read these. And I got this kind of like spooky books, like witch spell books kind of thing with like the skeletons on the side. I absolutely love it. And this other like fake book thing. I'm so excited. These I did not get from the used bookstore. I got from the Christmas tree shop. But like, I love it. I'm so excited for Halloween. Actually, I think I'm gonna decorate this a little bit real quick with all of these like spooky books that I have. Give me a minute. Alright, so it's not perfect, but I kind of love it. Anyways, so that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Tell me,